All right, ladies and gents, welcome back to another live stream. How are we all doing today? This one is a little bit more off the cuff than usual, but it's a more interesting one than usual because we are going to be looking at the election today. So I think that's going to be super. I just can't help it. Okay. Right at the very, very beginning of the stream, I'm just going to go out here and say it. I saw a tweet today, because I'm not American, right? Like, why the hell do I care? I saw a tweet today where somebody said, it feels like us as a whole country, meaning America, are collectively waiting for an STD result. And when I saw that, I was like, because we have to do them in Dubai, so it's like a bit of a meme. Someone's saying it's really quiet. Am I actually really quiet? Can I get somebody to a few more people to tell me if it's quiet or not? Yeah. So I in Dubai you got to get this shit done every 3 years, and then there's the running joke in Dubai that obviously, but a lot of people they ask me questions about Dubai like, what the hell is going on over there? I got a question on my last live stream. Can you bring a dog to Dubai? And I don't want to embarrass anybody. I welcome all questions. I don't believe in stupid questions as a concept. But I mean, having been in Dubai for a very long time and my history, I mean, my parents met in Dubai. Sorry, I was just distracted by another sound. Do I live underwater? No, sir. Is it really happening? Is it really happening? It kind of is happening. Forget my face. What the fuck's going on with Bitcoin today, ladies and gents? We are at $72,000, $73,000 and climbing. Let's just talk about that for a second. How about that? Do me a favor, ladies and gents, and smash those likes up. What the hell are we talking about? We just went on a massive tangent about whatever that was. If you are pumped up for this like I am, then do me a favor and smash up those likes. And of course, in standard, procedure for starting a live stream, one of the things I'm most interested in knowing about you ladies and gents today is, how are we feeling? How are we feeling today, ladies and gents? And while you answer that question, ideally in one word, are you excited, sad, are you scared? Also tell me where you're from. Tell me where you're watching this, or not where you're from, but where you're watching this from right now. I'm very curious. And tell me where you're from if you like. I don't mind. I'd love that. Bonfire night brings the mad out in the people. The sound is good, very good. We got Chestad feeling excited. We got Christopher saying that he feeling like we need the roller coaster to take off. Is that Minnesota? I'm not very good with my voted in Wisconsin today. Very, very cool. Mitch, I didn't know you were from Wisconsin, but maybe I should have known that because you're a very long-term viewer, so sorry about that. But Wisconsin, shout out to you guys in Wisconsin, Minnesota. I think that was another swing state, wasn't it? We got California in the house, Warrington, UK, Houston, Texas, Glasgow, Scotland. I don't know if I know exactly who you are. I'm sorry. I don't know. We got Florida, New York, Brazil feeling extreme greed. Why are you feeling extreme greed, bro? Relax with the greed. We're not even at the all-time high yet. Relax with the greed for a second. Toronto, Canada, what's up? Maine, London, DC. In Connecticut, watching CNN on the other screen. Yeah, I think we've got quite a few people that are watching multiple live streams at the same time. I'm going to try and address some of that in this live stream as well, because we are going to be going through some of the election stuff. I actually think this one might be one of the best. I don't know. I don't even know how long we're here for. We'll just see. We'll roll with it. But as you are coming in here, ladies and gents, we got 26 likes here. That is just not okay. We're on the verge of breaking an all-time high on the same night that it looks like Trump might get elected. Now, I will preface the rest of this live stream by saying that this time, I don't really intend on hiding anything about how I feel politically, because fuck it, we're going to have a little bit of fun. And, I mean, on one side, hopefully I don't offend anybody. On the other side, fuck you if you get offended. You bitch. We're just gonna leave it at that. That's just not, you know, we're not going to entertain that kind of nonsense today. And let's hope that election results kind of, you know, follow through in that direction also. So the first thing that I want to do, just to kind of kick this thing off, is head on over to the New York Times interactive map. Oh, I need to do one of these options. So let me go ahead and deal with that super quick. What do I? Because I haven't actually used this before. I'm just looking for the fastest option here. And just let me know as we are going on, ladies and gents. How are we feeling about the markets? Because I don't think we really asked that one yet. Bitcoin is at $73,000 right now. Let's actually take a quick look at that. We are sitting at $73,000. We've been sitting here for a couple of minutes. So basically, we just got to sweep this high and then bam. That is it. Is that actually, because that might be like the final stretch to the all-time high. Let's actually check. I mean, this is on Coinbase. But let's go ahead and drop a really nice little vertical line right there. And that high is placed at 73,835, and the line is at 73,862. So yeah, pretty good. $30 margin of error sounds perfectly normal for you, boy. So that's the level of accuracy that we're going for on this YouTube channel. Smash up the likes for that if you do appreciate that and find this live stream entertaining so far. Mitch Stu, open and honest discussion is the best. Yeah, I think you guys are going to like this channel a lot more moving forward. We got to see what happens. I'm getting sidetracked here, but that's going to be just how this live stream goes. I want to see if it's... Oh, fuck's sakes. Yeah, that's the one that I can't access right now. We'll deal with that in a second. But I just want to see like how the election results are looking. And yeah, so we've got obviously most of Trump's states that have already come in. He is leading right now, but I want to go ahead and I got to think of the right way to do this. But California's got, what, 54 electric vehicle votes? I'm calling them EV votes. Well, they are called EV electoral votes. I'm calling them electric vehicles. Just sign up through Google. Yeah, but that's going to take a little bit of time. Let's see how you guys are doing in the live chat. You guys aren't telling me if you're feeling bullish or bearish. Let me know. Crypto Kyle loves free speech. We're gonna pin that comment real quick because I love free speech too. I remember when I was in RE class in the UK, religious education, or was it? It was something else. It was maybe like First Testament studies or something. Probably part of like philosophy or something. I can't remember, but it was something similar. And a student asked one of our really cool teacher. Student asked one of the teachers, "What's your favorite quote?" And the teacher responded back. This is in London, in like, I don't know, call it 2015, 14, so recent. He responded back with, "I disagree with what you said, but I defend to the death your right to say it." And when I heard it, I was like, what a fucking gay thing to say. I was like, 14, 15 or whatever, right? So I was like, why? Like, I didn't get it. But, I sat on it for a little bit because he was a really smart guy and he was a good teacher to me. And, and I sat on it for a little bit and I thought about it. And then over the years, it grew on me. And then Elon Musk bought Twitter. And I was like, all right, well, maybe we actually have a chance. And a lot of other things have been going well. What's going to be so important beyond who wins president is if Republicans take both houses of Congress. Yeah, well, it looks like that's looking pretty certain too. Well, I wouldn't say certain. That's a very strong word. But it does look like it's headed that way. Let me just let's go ahead and take a look at this as best we can. Bear with. Yeah, these guys are cheeky. These are New York Times people, but yeah, it looks like the information that I showed you before was for states that haven't actually fully counted yet. And let me just refresh this to double check that we're looking at this properly, because this is what's really interesting, right? I mean, so we got 53% of the votes in for Kansas, and it's actually a little bit more split down the middle. Yeah, so there's a lot left. Arizona, yeah, everyone else haven't even closed yet. How high will Bitcoin go tonight? Well, I mean, it's at the all-time high. I mean, it's $800 away. That's a stone's throw away. Can we just, really focus on that fact here? And by the way, ladies and gents, as we are going along, do me a favor and smash up those likes if you haven't done so already. It really helps throw the live stream out a little bit more. I heard them say that if Trump doesn't get Virginia, he won't have enough electoral votes to win. I guess that's what you're saying. Many sites have different results. Absolutely, that would make sense. If Pennsylvania goes to Trump, then he basically wins no matter what. Yeah, so we got to see what's up with Pennsylvania. He doesn't need Virginia. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and agree with Mitch from everything I've seen. Cheeky, always remember to manage your risk. I mean, that is absolutely correct. Let's just stick on Bitcoin for a second because there's so much going on here. Thanks for smashing up those likes, those of you that have done. I really do appreciate it. We're having trouble just kind of kicking this live stream off. So if you are able to, it would really help a lot here. But yeah, 73K Bitcoin. It's $800 away from its all-time high. And then in terms of percentage terms, that is going to be just a 1% move now. So very, very close to that all-time high. I just need to have the bottom line question answered of, is it because it looks like Trump is getting elected? That's what I really, really want to know. Does it look like Trump is getting elected? And Polymarket overwhelmingly believes that Trump is going to be getting elected tonight. So that's really interesting. I wonder why. I wonder why they feel that. But if that is why Trump, could, if it is because it looks like Trump is going to win, and by the way, it obviously is because it looks like Trump is going to win. The crypto traders are pro-Trump generally. Everyone knows this, I'm not going to rehash it. But the point is that if that's what happens, and the reason it's obvious is because it's all happening right at election night, right while results, I mean, come on, it's so obvious. It's happening right as results start coming in. So that makes sense. But if it is indeed because Trump is looking like he's going to win, markets think it's Trump. Yeah, we've been hearing conflicting things. Jim Cramer came on first thing in the morning, and he was like, it looks like Kamala is winning. It's getting priced in at Wall Street. Like this crazy motherfucker. But back to Bitcoin here. Look, it's easy to predict results after a certain point in the evening. And I don't know when that time is exactly, but let me go ahead and zoom out of Pennsylvania here. 41% of the votes are in, and it is very much still in that toss-up territory, 1%. 0.9%, Trump's 0.9% behind. This is according to New York Times. We are going to be seeing some later voting. I don't know if that's actually finished yet. What time is it in Pennsylvania now? Must be well past all of the polls closing. But I do remember that right at the beginning of the day, there were reports of I'm not even showing this. There were reports of, what was it called? Cambria County. Their ballots weren't working. 10 p.m. in Pennsylvania. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I don't know if that kind of accounts for their late closing, but yeah, and it's changing in real time. So this is really going down right now. Obviously, every one of those kind of big areas, I don't know about Allentown, that's probably going to be a bigger city as well. They're really big blue zones. We have a very international audience on this channel, obviously, so I want to remind you guys, I'm a bit of a, politics geek, whatever, but you probably don't know if you're not from America, and you probably don't know if you're from America anyway, because it's not a particularly real democracy, but and it hasn't been since before the Trump election, by the way. I don't want to sound like this is like a J6 type comment that I'm making. It just hasn't been a good democracy for a very long time. But one of the key reasons I believe that to be the case is because you don't have direct voting, right? Like in certain countries around the world, your vote is actually equal to every next citizen next to you. But in this election, Utah's results have just come in here, according to New York Times. In this election, And by the way, ladies and gents, as you are coming in, smash those likes up for me a little bit. As you do it, views tick up. It's quite impressive to watch it happen in real time. Because it sounds like I make it up, but it's absolutely not the case. So smash them up if you are enjoying them. Farid was in Dubai. Nice place. It is a very, very nice place. Midwest Picker thinks we're getting an all-time high tonight. I don't want to say I wouldn't be surprised, because I think I would be surprised. I didn't expect it to happen tonight, but it makes sense. We'll have to see. It's all about cities versus rural areas, and Trump is gaining in Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Yeah, no, absolutely, that makes sense. As Mitch Stu is saying, all about cities versus rural areas. I think there are a lot of sleeper Republicans in cities. No, I believe there are a lot of sleeper Republicans in cities. Last election, out of 300 and something million people, like 320, whatever. What was it like? How many votes in the last USA election? Let's see what's going on. Does anybody have that answer? Because it wasn't actually that many. Let's see. Compared to their 67% of citizens eligible voted. 160 million. Yeah, 160 million people voted. So that's not that impressive to me for a country of 300 and something million. And obviously, and 67% just kind of makes it even more obvious that, there's another entire 23% of the population that just literally didn't say anything. And if the election is decided based on, I don't know, 10,000 or 40,000 votes in a very specific state, then, you're not really, that's a lot of, you got like an extra 100 million plus people that haven't actually given their opinion. And, it just, to me, that just makes me question any election. Because if you don't have a super high turnout, then how can you even argue that, that this government has a mandate? And you can't, but, people just kind of pretend like you can. The point I was making is that in direct democracies, your vote directly counts to what you're voting for. But we are pleased to have in the West another red state for Trump. No surprises for Montana. We, in the West, the beautiful, blessed West, I mean, I'm talking like, my home country, the UK, the USA, every single Western democracy, to be honest, especially like in Europe, it's all representative, which means that, if you live in California, your vote is a hell of a lot less valuable than a vote in Pennsylvania, which is a hell of a lot more valuable than a vote in, I don't know, Montana. It's just not direct. And they've made no secret of it. Both parties have been very, very vocal about getting people to show up in these swing states. So it's not really... Anyway, that's just my piece. Bitcoin keeps pushing up. Whoa, look at this. Look at Bitcoin here, ladies and gents. Swept that high. No problem. It just kept inching higher. Swept that high real nice. That's the all-time high. Okay, we're getting to the all-time high. We are getting... Smash up the likes for the all-time high, ladies and gents. Are we going to see it happen right now? Is this a new Bitcoin all-time high happening right now? Oh, there it is. Yep, that's an all-time high. There we go. Little sell-off. We're on the 1 second time frame, by the way, so let's not... Little sell-off. Yeah. There we go. Little bit more action coming in here. We've dipped down a little bit. We've recovered a little bit. This orange line is the all-time high for Bitcoin. Smash up the likes for that, ladies and gents. That is sick. There we go. Trading sideways at the all-time high. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Midwest Picker saying you'll never see 40K again. all the way to 150K, but we got a little bit of a sell-off coming in here. We got a little bit of support down here at $73,500. We got much better support down here at $73,400. But all of it is light until you get all the way down here, so I do want to remind you guys about that. But right now, at times like this, we can definitely use much more local levels, and we're also getting a lot more volume coming in, so that is definitely going to be helping Bitcoin get some support off these very, very micro short-term support levels. Someone's asking for the 5-second chart. I'm going to go ahead and agree with you on that. Let's take a look at that. And we have a very confident break of the all-time high right now. 73,000. I wouldn't say very confident, but it's a hell of a lot better than last time. We've got some real volume backing it this time. That's it. 74K. Bitcoin's touched 74. This is Coinbase. We're above $74,000 now. Let's take a look at Bitcoin USD on Binance. And that is also above $74,000. Absolutely fantastic. 74,200. There we go. A brand new Bitcoin all-time high, ladies and gents. 5th of November, Trump election day, seemingly, and we are seeing on the 5th of November a brand new Bitcoin all-time high. This is the 1-minute time frame. We're on the Binance chart right now. We were just looking at this on the Coinbase chart. Trump is potentially winning this election today. It certainly looks like it's on his side right now. The betting markets certainly believe that it's on his side right now. Let's go ahead and pull up Polymarket. I don't know where that was. Here we are on Polymarket. 88% supporting a Trump victory right now, and this is votes with dollars. We can't even fit on the screen right now, ladies and gents. $74,700. That is just constant, brand new, all-time high territory. If you're looking for a place to trade this volatility on, ladies and gents, you already know the best places to be. These platforms down below are going to be giving you tons of free cash when you start trading using my link down below. Bybit is the best exchange in the game, but Bluefin is a great alternative, and they are offering a heavy offer of bonuses here when you start trading using these links down below. So check it out if you're interested. If you're not from a restricted region, now is the time. You can start trading, get your bonuses in right now, and you will be able to trade with that money that they give you, which is super cool. Any profits you make are going to be yours. So check it out if you are allowed to. We got Bybit peaking a little bit higher, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. Let me find it. It's probably just Bybit. I don't know. Is it Bybit USD or Bybit USDT? Yeah, it's probably gonna be this one. And that is, oh yeah, that's above 76K right now. So yeah, Bybit's pretty bullish. Bybit is very too bullish. That's a $1,400 premium, $1,300 premium, isn't it? 75.9 to 74.6. That's a $1,300 premium. Yeah, it's trading. Bybit is trading at a $1,300 premium. Wow. So definitely everything popping off right now. Let's take a look at this on the 1-minute time frame. That's what I meant to do. These are futures. These are futures. That's why there's a premium. I made a mistake. That explains it. I don't know where the actual full-time Bybit. Oh, I'm being silly. I have it, of course. It's right here. I've had it the whole time. And it did peak at 75.3. That makes a lot more sense. I'm curious about the S&P 500. How will it open? Well, it's going to be very bullish. That I think is pretty clear. It already started off a little bit bullish, and I don't see how Bitcoin can be bullish, but the S&P 500 wouldn't be. I just don't see how that would happen. So I don't think I don't think that's going to be something I'm expecting here. All right, we got a couple more votes coming in for Kamala. I need to. Yeah, this live stream's picked up the pace a little bit. If you are enjoying it so far, smash up those likes, ladies and gents. Do appreciate all the support here in this stream. Yeah, obviously a lot of these eastern states getting called for Kamala. I think Illinois has just come in, so that's probably why Because I'm pretty sure this wasn't filled in before. Smash the likes for Sammy to keep it pumping. You legend, Christopher. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, 55% for Kamala. That's not. It's not actually that. Yeah, it's not actually that that wide of a gap she has there. And Colorado, yeah, it's a little bit, a little bit wider. Well, only by 1%. It's still pretty narrow. New Mexico's going to Trump. Did we see that coming? Well, it's 23% of the votes, so we gotta see how that goes. 36% of the votes in Arizona, and it's a tie. So lots left to go for Arizona here. Oregon has has shown a big initial lead for Trump. That's funny. Imagine something really unexpected happens today, huh? Imagine one of them Pacific states goes red. Oh man, imagine. Let's see those swing states. So we got Wisconsin. Trump's got a very small lead. Not even half of the votes are in. It's the same across the board. Wow. But he is leading in Minnesota. But yeah, only 2% of the votes in. Yeah, Philadelphia, 50% of the votes counted, and Trump now has a 0.2% lead. This is very close. This is very, very close. Yeah, we'll see how this continues to go. Oh, we got Ghost here. Ghost, come here. Where are you, Ghost? Come here, Ghost. What's up, man? What's up? Hello, sir. You wanna... Ghost? Come here. He doesn't have space. That's why he can't really show himself. Ghost. Up. Yeah, I think he's just confused with the lack of space. But you could tell he's a good boy. Yeah, look at this guy. Minnesota may turn red. We hate the VP candidate. Who's the VP candidate from Minnesota? Is that Walz? I guess I should know more about this if we're talking about the election. Because Vance is like Ohio, right? Something like that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, Walz is a fucking weird bastard. He's a very strange guy. Yeah. He's a very, very strange guy. It's bad to watch him speak, man, these people. It's bad to watch him speak. Bitcoin is pulling back, but it's finding support on its previous all-time high. So that's cool. Let's take a look at this on the 5-second. Its previous all-time high was right here. And it's punched in a high on Coinbase at $75,000. And it is now consolidating at its previous all-time high instead of dropping. And also, mind you, instead of rising. But we are on the 5-second time frame. So this is a very, very small time frame to be watching Bitcoin live. Trump 2024, baby. Yeah, I think you guys are getting pumped up here reading the comments. Yeah, it is very good, Christopher. I don't know if I would say it's perfect. Let me know why you think it's perfect. I wouldn't say so. I'd say perfect is a flush break of the all-time high, and then, come back down after a couple of days and get that little, maybe even front run it a little bit. That's what I would say is perfect. Especially after we've already been rejected in the zone. But I mean, we're analyzing the 5-second time frame here, for God's sake. So it's not really. Oh, there we go. That's a little Bitcoin spike. Let's see if anything happens with this. We are going to look at Bitcoin's dominance in just a minute. How durable is this pump? Will the jump start a rally or result in more sideways action for 2024? I don't think. I think if Trump gets elected, I don't think we're getting sideways action for the rest of 2024. I really don't, because I don't even think it was really priced in. I don't really even think that a Trump victory was priced in. And it's just gonna be so great. The thing that we need to keep in mind is that he doesn't actually take office until kind of late January, right? So we're not quite there, but and I don't know how it works. Maybe somebody can tell me in the live chat. Doge is going nuts apparently. Huh? Let's take a look at Doge. Obviously, Elon Musk is The big headline today was that Elon Musk is sleeping with Trump tonight, and I mean, I don't know. I just found it so interesting the way everybody had to phrase it that way. Doge is just tracing Bitcoin right now, isn't it? Yeah, nothing particularly special to say about Doge. Look at the election 2016 candle. We certainly can do in just a minute. I'm getting a little bit distracted because I'm a bit under the weather right now, so bear with me while I kind of navigate around that here in this live stream. January 20th is the inauguration and the peaceful transfer of power. Yeah, but what I'm saying is I don't know if the existing president has the same levels of unlimited power during this 2-month, transition. It from what I've seen, it doesn't seem like they do. One of you will definitely know. Lewis says he needs a new Rolex, and good for Lewis. We are sitting just above our previous all-time high right now. We had a little bit of a pullback. We can see that pullback. So Christopher, you are saying that the president has limited powers in that time frame. So that's interesting. But yeah, we have successfully formed some sort of bounce here off this previous all-time high. I mean, we need to see this materialize a lot more before we can kind of draw any conclusions about it. Let's start drawing some levels on this chart to invalidate this price action. This one's super easy. Get used to this, ladies and gents, because this is what the rest of your year is going to be looking like. And you can start, taking notes right now. Smash up the likes if you're pumped up for this next little part of the live stream. This is going to be worth it. The next little bit in your year, well, look at that. Bitcoin's pumping. There we go. 74.4. Look at that. Let's take this over to the 5-second time frame. Smash up those likes for Bitcoin pumping as well. I don't mind being interrupted by a continuation here. The next year for you, ladies and gents, is going to be, if Bitcoin breaks this all-time high, confidently gets above it, Trump gets elected, everything's perfect in the world, it is going to be looking for a break of the previous high and then aping in. That is what crypto bull markets look like. Now there are differences in different bull markets. That's not going to work all the time, because we will sometimes get corrective price action where you get above it, but then you wick below it, then you continue going, right? And that's what Bitcoin does a lot right now. So it's not going to be that simple, but all strategies that work incredibly well for smart people and dumb people alike, all of them are probably going to revolve down to something broadly similar to what I just described. So it's going to be a really good idea to keep all of that in mind as time goes on in this market. And drop me a little like for that beautiful alpha. Make sure you are subscribed. That would be an absolutely very, very nice gesture of you. And I think that, it's something which, if people are able to kind of keep that in mind, they're basically always going to ensure that they get back in the trend when it's aggressive, and more importantly, that they are always in when it's aggressive. So that's the more important thing, because a lot of the time with strategies, it doesn't actually matter if you initially lose money, because as long as that strategy is good, you will be able to take another shot, and then another shot, and then another shot, and so on. And as long as the strategy is good, it will eventually work, and it will eventually make a lot of money. And the very thin line that separates that from a gambling strategy is just literally that you can weigh the odds in your favor with a lot more control than in a casino. But it's kind of what the game... I mean, there's a lot of different ways and a lot of different angles that you can trade with. That is an angle that a lot of people do take. And it works best for people that just don't really get scared, for lack of a better way to put it. Those people can remain very objective, change things on the fly, adhere to their plan when it gets uncomfortable, and so on. They have all of those winning traits of a trader. And then ultimately, this is just, a slight weighted probability. It's like a 55% thing played across many, many times. So it's obviously going to work. It mathematically has to. So, yeah, a little bit on trading there. I don't know how much that landed with people watching this stream right now. Let me know in the live chat. But yeah, we are looking at Bitcoin falling a little bit further back down to its previous all-time high, again marked by that orange line. So we're going to be watching that to see how this goes. We got Midwest saying that we're getting 80K by mañana, by tomorrow. We're going to be at $80,000. That is only $6,000 higher than where we are right now. Mind you, $6,000 lower is $68,000. And I don't know about you, but $68,000 feels very close by right now to Bitcoin. But believe it or not, as of literally a few seconds ago, we were actually closer to 80K than we are now to 68K. So things change. Sometimes things change pretty quickly. But yeah, we were closer to 80K just a moment ago, which I think is quite funny. The president has same levels of power, but they rarely use it. It's an unwritten rule. They just prepare for transition. That makes sense. And, you know, you wouldn't really expect Biden to do that. He's going to be sleeping anyway. Farid is saying bye-bye 68K. Where is Harris getting these extra votes from? I'm guessing it was Maryland. Did Maryland just come in? Maybe it was Maryland. Yeah, it's not changing too much so far. Let's go ahead and take a look at this on Twitter. Twitter's just been so good today. Oh man, today's the day that you want. You see, this is the winning combo here. This is since I told you that I'm not holding back. This is the winning combo here, right here. Good job, Venusa. Venusa's always coming in with the hot takes. Doge. I tell you what, I love Doge so much. Doge is the best thing ever. Here's a hot take. It's a very hot take. I think that if Doge, we don't even know if Trump is getting elected yet. Let's just take a look at that. The odds are shifting in his favor on the betting market. I'm just going to use this as the word because this is a hell of a lot more likely to be correct than any other kind of prediction because there is money behind it. So, and especially at this late stage, it's just gotten a bit easier. Although we are still waiting for the big swing states. Department of Government Efficiency. The reason that I'm so interested in Doge is that, and this is a super hot take, is that everybody loves Dubai, right? Everybody loves the Middle East. Everybody loves what's going on in Dubai. They love and by the way, as we're going on, just let me know, do you like this or this? What kind of lighting situation do you like working with? Do you like bright or dark? Let me know. But what actually happened here, the super hot take, is everybody with Dubai and the UAE loves the government. People who live there, people who want to go there, people who've left but know that it's still a great place, or whatever the case may be. It's almost universal, especially with groups of people that are kind of like this audience here today. It's almost universal that the government in Dubai is run amazingly well. But I think one of the things that people don't really consider is that when you know that you don't have an unlimited pot to spend from, and more importantly, that you don't have a sustained population that's grown over the course of 250 years or 1,000 years, depending on where you are, that's going to be paying taxes and so on, then actually you're probably not, you're probably going to be expecting more efficient spending of government money. And that's ultimately what makes, what separates, other than just literally being fucking crazy and genocidal or whatever, that's kind of like the only thing that separates a bad government from a good government, which is, how do they spend the money? And when there's no accountability, everybody knows that, like, You know, that motherfucker with a government contract, everybody knows that motherfucker is getting paid. He's getting paid very, very well. Everybody wants the government contract. It's the best thing you could have because governments will pay you a shitload of money, right? It doesn't matter where you go in the world. They will always pay you a lot of money. So, we all know that governments, when they collect our taxes, don't really spend it particularly well. And we can see a big difference in what happens when you do collect taxes very well. And spend them very well. Or in countries like the UAE, the GCC region, where taxation is not anywhere close to the level that it is in the West. Anywhere close. In those areas, in a lot of those regions, and in a lot of ways, even still in Dubai, there are no other taxes other than corporate and VAT, and so just like a small handful, and the rates are incredibly low. 9% corporate, 5% sales tax, and that's flat. That's it. And that was only introduced like a year ago. You've got a country here that doesn't collect taxes essentially, or that didn't for a very long time. And they run incredibly well. And it's because they know, it's for a lot of reasons, but a big reason that Western governments are shit is because they know that they have an unlimited pot and an incredibly left-wing population that's going to vote for them at least every 8 years or every 10 years. It's just the game. It's just the game. But no, Dubai does not have private gun ownership, not as far as I know. But I don't know. You just don't think about guns when you're in that part of the world. You just don't. The obsession with guns is quite uniquely American. There are a few other pockets like Switzerland where it happens and it's kind of prevalent, but to the level and the way it's entrenched in culture, it's a very American thing. That obsession, that particular obsession. In other parts of the world, that obsession is spent in different directions. And in Sweden, it might be going fishing. And in Dubai, it might be just running it up. Because everybody wants to be the biggest, best, richest, most successfulest, everythingest version of themselves. Everybody there wants to get there. I'm American, so I have a gun problem, and I'm from Wisconsin, so I also have a drinking problem. That is hilarious. And it's a good life, man. I mean, there are a lot of different lives that somebody could live on this planet, but the hyper Americanized lifestyle is quite cool. It's quite cool. It's so unhealthy and so bad for you in so many ways, but at least it's entertaining. Oh my god, it's so entertaining. Look at tonight. We got Bitcoin continuing to bounce off that previous all-time high here. I need to try some cheese curds. I don't know what that is. We got Bitcoin continuing to get above its previous all-time high here. It is struggling a little bit, but it's holding above the all-time high. That's the most important detail. And it's looking really, really good. I think it looks like Bitcoin is actually waiting to see what happens with the election. And it's kind of going in that order. But let's see. Let's see what's going on. The total meltdown you can see across mainstream media right now speaks for itself. Yeah, we're going to have to investigate this. Florida has already counted 100% of the votes. Less than 3 hours after closing. Fiscal surplus. No income tax. That's what I'm saying, ladies and gents. Like, it's not... It doesn't have to be as isolated of an issue as people want it to be. You know, like, this is happening in your country. If you're watching this and you're American, this is happening in your country. You know, like, you don't need to be so shit at everything you do. And you will believe this more the more you go to places that are not so shit. Smash up the likes, ladies and gents. We're getting fired up. I want to see this media meltdown. Somebody send me a Telegram link or something of this media meltdown. This year, red is fashionable. Wow. Look at that. New York Times hasn't updated too much yet. I think they're getting a little bit cocky. Trump is leading in Pennsylvania, though, so that's a big deal. But I think that they are getting a little bit cocky. I don't like it when people get cocky when they're winning. At least I don't like it when I do that because I'm a traitor. This I found hilarious. This happened 9 hours ago. Biden will not attend Harris election night watch party. That's funny. That's really, really funny. He's just not interested. Yeah. Oh man, Andrew's back at it. Andrew's back at it. Here we go. The patriarchy is back. I'll gladly vote for the first woman president when they give us a woman who is not a dumb cunt. I think she has just said what all the rest of everybody else who voted Kamala. I think she's said what we're all thinking. Man. I mean, I think most people would be very, very, very happy to vote a woman in as long as she's not an idiot. Look at how the UK praises Margaret Thatcher. And the UK is more conservative than, not in terms of its recent politics, but generally in terms of being a more conservative culture. It's a much more conservative culture than America. And the UK, for, if you ask a lot of people, it depends where you go, but they loved Thatcher. They loved Thatcher. Half the country loves Thatcher. So, and she was a woman, obviously, back in the 80s, or I think it was 80s, around there. So yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's just, just like men, there seems to be a lot of stupid women. Who would have thought? Bitcoin just blew through $75,000. Yeah, that did happen. That did happen. We are taking a look away from Bitcoin right now, but that is exactly what happened. Smash up the likes for these Bitcoin all-time high bits of price action here, ladies and gents. This is absolutely sick. Let's push this thing above 100 likes. And by the way, there are so many different streams you could be watching right now. You're probably watching a couple others. I'm glad that you chose this one. Thank you, mate. That is very, very cool of you. Yeah, let's take a look at Polymarket again. Update this. We're at 88.1. And that looks like the real-time result. Who's gonna win Pennsylvania? Okay, so Polymarket overwhelmingly thinks that Trump is winning Pennsylvania. So that's interesting. I want to know what the turnout numbers were across these states. Wouldn't that be particularly interesting? Does it say? Can we see turnout numbers? Yeah. What surprised me is that there's still so much support for Kamala in Florida. Like, when you talk about Florida, everyone's like, everybody is like, Florida's like fully, Ron DeSantis, Trump, it's in that direction. And then you look at the map, and I mean, it makes sense where the blue is, but just the amount of it. But it's always an inner cities thing, isn't it? It doesn't matter what state you're in. It's always going to be like that in big cities. And dude, stop asking me for financial advice. No, I won't do it. I won't do it, man. The hell's wrong with you? Solana all the way. What's going on with Solana? What is going on with Solana? 181. So actually, that turned out to be a really good buy level, the one that we were looking at here. Shout out to those of you that have been in Solana here. I was talking about this really, really nice support zone for Solana. It did overshoot it by a little bit, not that much. That definitely would have been in within a margin of error for a stop loss. Where would I have put my stop loss? Probably right around. I don't know. It would have been somewhere around here to, well, let's zoom out a little bit more. I'm not even looking at the right side of the screen, by the way. I would want it here. Would that have hit? Let's see. And a second choice would have been, and this is a little bit too far to be honest, so I don't know if I would have chosen this one. But would it have hit my stop loss? Oh yeah, that's how it is, man. That's how it is. That's how it is. It's, you know, it's gonna happen sometimes. Well, what was it from the 1.6? I mean, I might go a little bit wider than 1. Actually, it depends on my entry. Hang on, let me just see where my entry would have been. I'm just very curious now as a thought experiment. By the way, if you're curious where I'd be trading this stuff, where I am trading this stuff, it's right here, linked at the very top of the description. Bybit's going to be the best place to do it. You get 30K to trade with in cash when you start trading using this link right here, up to 30K. And any profits that you make with that money are going to be yours to withdraw. Obviously Apex, a great option because it's decentralized. It is basically from Bybit, and Blowfin's a great alternative to both of them, and most importantly their bonuses are a lot more aggressive, so check them all out if you're curious to get some of that free cash. And most importantly, actually this is the most important part, check your country's local laws and regulations. Don't use them from a restricted region. But if we head back to Solana here, just to Christopher is saying this is why I trade with leverage on decentralized exchanges, not centralized. If you're saying that wouldn't have happened on Blowfin, that's a pretty big deal. I'm sorry, on Apex, that's a pretty big deal. So let me because I wanna fact check you on that right now real quick if you don't mind. So let me would it have hit? Oh, well, I don't know if you're going to get volume on Solana, right? No, you do. You get $3 million. That's enough. That's enough. No, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough volume. Yeah, what am I talking about? And what was the level that we were looking at? It is 4th of November at 4 p.m. 4th of November at 4 p.m. So here, more or less. Let me just double check that price. It wicked down to 155.23, and this is 154. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It didn't. Well, that's I don't know if that's how it always goes, because that would be a big statement. But yeah, I mean this is Binance, and Binance went down to 155.11, which was, hang on, no, this went lower. I'm confusing myself now. I am confusing myself now. I think we'll just move on. It's a data trend I picked out. Yeah, if it's a data trend, that would make more sense. Yeah. That would make more sense. Only thing I hate about decentralized exchanges is the limited functionality. It's a little bit limited. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. It's the way forward. The main thing is that you are familiar with it and how it works, and that you can use it securely. All of that starts now for people who haven't decided to take on that hygiene task in crypto, and also just general, it doesn't make sense to be in crypto and not know how this shit works. So that's why I think it's such a big deal, and you get more free money for it anyway. So it's just very, very cool. But yeah, no, Chris, they're gonna get a lot better. They're gonna get a lot better. I was talking to the team at Apex, and there's a lot that's kind of on the horizon. Things are slowly coming out. You just, it's standard. Life goes on. New release comes out, and so on, right? So it's definitely big. It's great technology, and most importantly, I think it works, right? Like, the thing that everybody doesn't understand right now is that when the tech and the functionality, maybe the ease of use, I don't know if the ease of use is going to get better, but it's not that bad. It's really not. But when a few things that aren't perfect get better, what's going to happen is it's going to hit the headlines, and a lot of people are going to be talking about it, and a lot of people are going to want to get on it, and they're going to start doing some research because, and rightfully they should, because, you know, it's where their money is going. And what really is going to set it apart, in my opinion, is the fact that it's been running constantly stable, 100% more or less uptime, you know, the same as anywhere else, 100% uptime for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's already been, you know, at least like 2 or 3 years by now. Someone else might know in the comments, but it's been a while, and I think that's what makes it really interesting. Heading back to the price though, if we take a look at this back here on the minute time frame, we are at 74.4. Still just $600 above the all-time high. So we're not going that high. Do I own any Dogecoin? No Dogecoin for me. Although let's just take a look at it, because I didn't take a good look at the chart. Let's take a look at the chart properly. Oh yeah, so it's kind of ripping right now, to say the least. What the fuck does that mean we're gonna have? Does that actually mean that we're gonna have, potentially, if Trump gets elected? Because Trump has said that Elon Musk will be a big part of his cabinet. Does that mean that we're potentially going to have Dogecoin pump in line with the Doge Department of Government Efficiency? Because we were talking about this a while ago, right? Like, the Department of Government Efficiency is going to be the single best thing to happen to a Western country, because the spending is the number one problem with governments and taxation. Like, a lot of people, even though their rates are really high, would feel better about their tax rate if they just knew that their taxes weren't being wasted so horrifically to kill them, to rape their daughters, and whatever. It gets very extreme, and then on a more realistic level, on a more day-to-day level, it just gets very dirty and very shit and very it's just not nice. Nobody wants that, and I think that's a bigger reason for why people don't like paying taxes. I think a bigger reason for why people don't like paying taxes, other than the rate, and this will depend on who you are, but it's gonna fix a lot of the problem. It's gonna be the fact that, you know, it's going to really bad places. But, you know, when you start to lower them and you start to scrutinize them, most importantly, when you start to scrutinize them, that's when, you know, we've never actually seen it happen at scale, as far as I know. Does anybody know? Please tell me. I would love to study it. Has it ever happened at scale? With it, probably at the very beginning, when all of this shit became public record. Maybe back then. We got a comment for Solana. Let's take a look at Solana here before we carry on. $183. Trump is now leading 207. Wow. 210 here on New York Times. But these are all of the states we were expecting, so we can just go ahead and add a couple more. I was expecting him to get Arizona. That looks a little bit more split down the middle so far. And New Mexico is probably going to Kamala by the looks of this so far. Pennsylvania. I keep getting them mixed up. Pennsylvania still 2% ahead for Trump. So that's going to be interesting. Michigan is leaning Trump, but they have very few votes in. This is probably one of them scam states that said they were going to take, like, I don't know, 10 days. It is that scam state, isn't it? I remember this. I remember this shape. Wisconsin. I'm so sorry to the people of Michigan. I don't mean that rudely. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Wisconsin, that's leaning Trump. Minnesota's leaning Trump by a lot. Oh, but only 5%. Yes, of course. Yeah. Why are they so slow? What's going on over there, man? And what's going on with Kamala HQ? That's what I am really interested in. That's what I'm really interested in. New reports of panic within the Trump campaign are spreading, following reports of massive turnout among women voters. This is huge. I love this confident bullshit that these motherfuckers post. I love that they post it because, you know, it's like running this YouTube channel. You know, like you'll be preaching the same shit for so long and it just won't, you won't have your chance to laugh or to take credit or anything like that until right at the very last minute. And then nobody really cares and nobody's really there to listen anymore because they got too screwed because they didn't listen to you. And here, what's very different is that we're gonna have quite a night of tears. And there are some people that are gonna be very genuinely upset for, you know, very genuine reasons, but there's gonna be a lot of people that are upset because they're just whiny people. You know, to put it nicely. And that's gonna be the stuff that I think is gonna be quite funny. There were some videos spreading of that stuff from 2016, which I thought was really funny. Milwaukee County has super low turnout this year. I've never seen it this low. Where is Milwaukee? Wow, I'm just Mitch Stu. You're educating me, dude. Thank you. It sounds familiar. Is it Minnesota? Is it Wisconsin? I don't know. It's one of them top three. That's what I know for sure. It's Wisconsin. It's Wisconsin, and well, let's go ahead and take a look at this on New York Times. And where is Milwaukee? There it is. 53% of the votes. And what was the turnout? Because it doesn't actually say it here, which is really annoying. Is there one place I can go to see the turnout? Because that to me is much more interesting than most of this other stuff. Look at how red this state is, man. But this is a big win here. Dane County. The media and election rigging means you can drag an illiterate retard off the street and campaign her against the best president in history and still make the race close because women want abortions. Oh, man. New reports of panic within... Okay, we've already read that. For this result to happen, Elon had to pay double for Twitter and Trump had to dodge a bullet. What are the chances? That's actually so true. That is so true. Daniel Priestley. Go to Decision Desk HQ and go by county. Decision Desk HQ. Decision Desk HQ. And go by county. Oh, fuck's sakes. Wisconsin. I don't know if this is... No, this is local races. What am I doing? Let's go back. Go back. Yeah, I'm really bad at finding stuff, man. Especially on live streams. I just can't do it. I hate cookies and crawlers. Everyone hates them. They're so bad. They're so bad. Milwaukee right here. And... Where are you, sir? Ghost. You alright, sir? He's just grunting like he's so upset. What's going on, Ghost? Come here. What's going on, Ghost? Why are you upset? We need a little dog break. You know what people don't get? Ghost, come here. People that are not dog people, what they don't get is that you need a little dog break every now and then. And it's just good. It's just good to have. I want to get him up on the table so you guys can see him, but that's proving really hard. Ghost, I need to... Ghost, hup. Hup. Nay. Hup. Nah, he doesn't get it. There you go. There you go. Absolutely. Christopher gets it. I got a short low leverage and a long high leverage. Risk management is key. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Short low leverage. It makes sense, man. I mean, you're kind of maximizing your odds there. It makes sense. The problem is the market's just so bad. You know, like the market will regularly just zip both ways and screw you. It's very hard to avoid. And actually, on that note, I wanna go ahead. I still didn't get to the turnout numbers. I'm not sure exactly where it is. Dealing with a bad throat here today, ladies and gents. But thank you for bearing with me. I'll come back to find this later. We were talking about Solana, which has now set a new high for the last week. And it is going to be contesting its July high. It set its high here on July 29, $193. You see how fast we moved up, down, then up this last go? Kind of wild how we're getting shaken out. I mean, it's just what the market does, right? This has been a key characteristic of the market since, you know, late 2017, 2018, really, 2018. And it's maximum danger for a trader. That's just how it's been for years and years and years. Man, I wish I got into crypto earlier. Because it was so good when I started to trade, man. You just buy whatever the hell you want, close your eyes, next day you're up 30%. I swear it worked like that. It was so weird. It was so weird. The world is missing dog breaks. I know, right? Imagine, David. Imagine more people had dog breaks. You know, because it's nice. They just come and like insert themselves into your life. They're so cute about it. So 460,000 people voted in that county in 2020. And you were guiding me through this. So far, 240,000 voted this time. So what's their excuse going to be? What's their excuse going to be? I have an idea. I think, and it's not even an excuse, it's beautiful. It's horrible, but maybe it'll finally teach a lesson. For that reason, it has a beautiful silver lining to it. I'm assuming Milwaukee is a city. It's obviously a city, right? So who's winning? Trump. But well, we don't know. It's hard to say. But I think one of the big reasons that you would see significantly fewer people in a big city, and I want to know if this is a trend. We're gonna start looking through this right now to see if this is a trend. Ladies and gents, if you're enjoying this election analysis right now, because that's what this is about. Like, I mean, you know, I'm British. What do I know? But I mean, I'm trying, right? And I have the tools and I have a little bit of your help. The election analysis is what's really interesting to me because we can really understand exactly what's going on. Wisconsin, 2 million votes total. That's what it says here. I'm guessing this means 58% of the votes have been counted. It's leaning Trump by a little bit. Milwaukee, I'm guessing, was a big city for Wisconsin. And if you're seeing less turnout this time across big cities in the US, then it's probably because people in cities have had their lives ruined over the last 4 years. Absolutely ruined. And while they might not want to vote for Trump because he's a bad orange man, they might just not want to vote at all. They might. We got to get some numbers pulled up here. I need to make this safe for a live stream, so bear with. Because we're gonna play a little bit now. And I'm just gonna, you know, we're just gonna do it live. Fuck it. Who cares? I just need a moment of your patience. But as I do this, if you have enjoyed the live stream so far, do me a favor and smash those likes up. Like I said, you got a lot of places to be watching something tonight. You're probably watching something else on another screen. If you really like overloading your brain like I do, oh my, I love it. I love it. And yet you've chosen, at least with some of your screen time, to come here, if not all of it. So you are a legend. Thank you for that. The analysis is what I'm really interested in, above all. And if we start taking a look at a couple of things, the first thing I want to do is go ahead and just ask Grok. We're gonna pick a random. What do we call Milwaukee? What tier of city is Milwaukee? If New York City is a tier 1, and if I don't know, Orlando is a tier 2 or 3, what's a Milwaukee? I don't know. Let's just, it doesn't really matter. But let's pick something that's roughly similar to Milwaukee and significance, so on. Okay, so I'm just gonna pick Orlando then, because that's kind of, and this is so unscientific. You got to do this at scale to really know. But what I want to know, and we'll just ask Grok, because Grok will probably have it. What was the voter turnout in Orlando this election? And I just want to see if it's come down. And then, I mean, Florida, it's so 53%. And last time, let's see if it's, oh God. What was voter turnout in Orlando in 2020? 5 a.m. in Germany. What's up, Jose? That is so cool. 73%. What? 73%. First of all, shout out to my German viewers in the house. What's up? What's up to the Deutsche brothers? I'm the only Brit that's ever said it correctly to you. I'm the only one. 73% apparently in 2020. And this is according to Grok, 53% this year. And so what I was saying, this kind of theory of sorts, is if we're seeing lower turnout, it's probably because the last 4 years have been so shit. And while Trump haters, still wouldn't vote Trump, even though maybe it makes sense. I'm not saying it makes sense, but maybe it makes sense. I am saying it makes sense. Maybe they would. But maybe a big part of it is that they just don't care about voting anymore. They voted for Biden. Things were actually going well, between 2016 and 2020. And then they voted for Biden, hoping, I guess, that things would go substantially better or that it would turn around if they still weren't doing amazing. And then it just, I was going to say it went down the toilet, but it didn't go down the toilet, did it? It was so much worse than that. It just evaporated. A lot of, yeah. I mean, most of the craziness of the pandemic happened under Biden. So yeah, I mean, things were pretty fucked up over the last 4 years. I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. We've got to see this across. How does this look broadly across cities? Are you typically seeing a lower turnout this year than 2020? Let's see. There are indications of lower turnout in several major urban areas. Is turnout up in other areas? And just while that loads up. And let's go ahead and I'm sorry for teasing you guys. Oh, we are on Grok too. Okay, that's fine. So There have been observations of lower voter turnout in several major urban centers compared to 2020. For instance, in places like Arizona, Michigan, Georgia, urban turnout has decreased. Those are all swing states. However, some suburban areas within these states have shown higher early voting rates relative to their 2020 turnouts. Are suburbs broadly leaning one way or the other? I don't know. Probably a little bit. Maybe a little bit. What's Texas looking like? Because that would be interesting, right? Like, what do the suburbs of, like, Dallas look like? That would be really interesting. Can we pull that up? Let's take a look. Oh, Dallas is blue. Man, they got your cities, Texas. They got your cities, Texas. 643,000 in Dallas. What was turnout in Dallas in 2020? No. What was the Dallas 2020 turnout in numbers of people? Texas always goes Republican. 924. What was the vote split between Biden and Trump? 65-35. Did it get more red? Yes, but only by a little bit. And yeah, it's enough to kind of tell. Huh. A fool. What's up, man? Welcome back. Generally in the US, the middle states vote Republican, the coastal states vote Democrat. Absolutely. But some of the deeper insights here, I think, are really interesting. We're seeing cities so far. I haven't actually checked Orlando. Let me check Orlando. Well, we have checked it potentially, but I just want to get it all properly. Orlando turnout in numbers of people 2020 versus 2024 and split between the two. So we got two things to check: turnout and the split. Total votes cast 626,000 in 2020. This year, I'm sorry, is it just not writing it clearly? Oh god, I gotta do the math. Okay. 308 plus 98 plus 124. 530. So it is down. It's 530 this year, according to this. I don't even know if this is right. We're just going off Grok right now. The US media takes Trump out of context all the time because the majority of the population doesn't fact check them. And they don't care, quite frankly. They don't care. They got other shit going on in their lives. That's the reason. And I think people kind of gloss over it, or they don't even ask, or they don't care. But I think it's important. They don't care about questions like this. So many people, like worrying about an election like this, really? Like to this level? Like you and I? That's a privilege thing. If you're not well off, privilege is like a bit of a shit word to use in the current, it's a very like charged word in this atmosphere right now, but I mean it the way the Oxford Dictionary means it, not the way the leftists mean it. If you're not privileged, then you're not really able to look that far forward. And I'm saying this as somebody who was very, very not privileged when I was younger. And so too, obviously my parents were kind of But yeah, I mean, I was born to my parents and they weren't well off, so it was just that simple. Cali and Washington 0% reporting immediately given to Harris. I mean, yeah, it kind of has to. Look up the election map. If only men voted in the USA and if only women voted. I mean, I can kind of see where this is going. But I do actually think that based off what I've seen a lot of people say, you should actually split that vote based on single women and men. But certainly women, because that will be a big difference. It will be a big difference between single and married. Well, let's just find out. What am I sitting here speculating on? I want to know the split of men versus women voting in the USA. What each scenario would look like. I wouldn't share that with my wife. They would vote differently. They would vote differently. And they might vote for the same party, to be clear. They might vote for the same party, but they would vote for different things and for different reasons. Like different things will make them vote differently. I think 𝐁𝐥𝐽 doesn't like my question. Okay, so I wanted to check two things. So the number of turnout and the split. No, I meant the split between Biden and Trump. All right, I think we're gonna have to refresh 𝐁𝐥𝐽 now because 𝐁𝐥𝐽's kind of running around chasing its tail, not really sure about what's going on. How's the live chat feeling right now? How are we doing? Light those likes up, ladies and gents. If you haven't smashed those likes up yet, smash them up. I would argue the theory that most Americans are turned off by both candidates is true. Both candidates are rather unpopular this year. They are, but Trump's informal ticket, the people that stand next to him that are at his house right now, this motherfucker's at his house. The people that are going to be running the world. Fucking hell, you got Trump there in Mar-a-Lago, you got Tucker, Elon, you got obviously JD's so cool. I think JD is like my favorite like hero in American like reality right now. He's like, we have a hero again now. It's JD. I think it's actually JD. It could be. I mean, it's a few people. We have a few heroes, don't we? We have everybody that's behind Trump. That's not Trump. We've got Tulsi, Elon. Why am I saying we? Well, it is we. It's a global thing. A lot of the world wanted Trump to win. A lot of the world, not Europeans, because they're fucking. They're a different breed. Europeans are a different breed, but the rest of the world, a lot of the world, yeah, they a lot of people wanted to see Trump in. But yeah, no, it's the people behind him that are so much more interesting, for sure. But yeah, Orlando has seen less votes, and if we bring it back to the 2024 general, we take a look at Orlando and Florida. I just want to see what it's looking like over there. Where is Orlando? Oh, there it is. That was easy. It's labeled very conveniently. It is 43% Trump right now. What split of the 2020 vote went to Trump in Orlando? It was 37. 37 against 43. 43. That's gonna break the machine. That is it. Yeah, this guy. This is the thing. We're gonna put it down underneath his tweet. I got this weird issue on my Twitter where I can't click things properly. There you go, ladies and gents. There you go. Signed off. You don't need taxes for a well-functioning government. You don't need them. You don't need them. You don't need them. You don't need them. And Trump has been suggesting that it's tariffs. I don't know. I'll tell you what's a lot more interesting is the dollar. Look at the dollar. This is what's more interesting. This is going to set the tone for a lot of stuff over the next little bit. Ladies and gents, let's bring our attention back to the analysis just for a second here. This is, I think, going to be potentially what really makes the big difference for Bitcoin. It's going to be the dollar, because the dollar has shot straight through resistance and it's looking very strong. But so is Bitcoin. It's at an all-time high, for God's sakes. And lately, actually, yeah, it hasn't mattered. It hasn't mattered, has it, lately? We do know that. We do know that it hasn't mattered for Bitcoin. Yeah, it's been a very entertaining live stream so far, hasn't it? It's been really good. Michael Mural, let's hit the like for Sammy. Greetings from the Netherlands. What's up, man? How you doing, Michael? Welcome to the live stream. I saw a couple of comments from Poland, was it, earlier? You legends. Shout out to my European viewers. I love you guys. I love Europeans. I love Europeans so much more. You Americans are crazy, man. Europeans, you don't ask for trouble. Europeans don't want trouble. Americans are like, yeah, fight. You know, they're like, they got that energy of like, let's blow something up. Let's be fun. Europeans are like, let's go fishing. I'm not Canadian. No, I'm British. And you know, British people aren't really European either, are we? We're kind of like in between. Obviously, we're in between. You know, the US and the rest of Europe. But the rest of Europe, they're so, you know, like you go to the Mediterranean and life's just about olive oil and yeah, just I don't know, getting sunburnt, smoking cigarettes, being angry at people, ripping British tourists off. It's brilliant. It's so nice. It's so nice. A bit of wine culture. African gangs, you know, you get a bit of everything down there. It's very, you know, very, very widespread down in Europe, you know, but you go to America and everyone just wants to fucking fight. Everyone wants to blow stuff up. Everyone wants to, fucking presidents are getting shot. It's, you know, fucking hell. You get a senile, fucking pathetic puppet president for 4 years, and then apparently it's a toss-up when the election finally comes around. It's just such a crazy country. Christopher, welcome to the land of narcissism. I guess it is the land of narcissism a little bit, isn't it? It is, yeah. Great early morning. Good to wake up with some live analysis with Sammy. Yeah, and Michael, you kind of came for one of the most important parts because the dollar has been trending up over here quite aggressively, but that's been coinciding with Bitcoin. The dollar popped massively. Remember, the dollar is open 24 hours on these weekdays here, so this is really interesting because we can't see what's going on with the S&P 500 yet because New York hasn't opened, but New York will open probably in like, I don't know, 5-10 hours or whatever, but between now and then, we can see the dollar. And the dollar will give us an idea of what's happening with traditional finance. But this time it might be a little bit different because it looks like speculative markets are very happy. We can see this if we just look at any other speculative market. If there's anything else that we can look at, like, I don't know, a commodity. Yeah, like gold. Gold would be an obvious one. But gold is not actually that obvious because gold is not that speculative. Gold, you speculate on gold to speculate on gold, you know, but the S&P 500, you would speculate on it because, you know, a president is getting elected potentially. The truth is ignored in the USA too. I mean, there is a lot. I would actually argue that Europe is way more misguided than the USA. I think the US seems to be voting Trump so far. So, you know, they're clearly, you know, they've got their heads screwed on a lot better. I just don't think that. Yeah, there's a big jump for Kamala there. Let's take a look at this. Trump gained another 3. Kamala gained 70. There's California. 3% of the votes are in. How is it 41% to Trump? How did that happen? That's crazy. 55% of the votes are in Oregon. What was Oregon split last time? I need a centralized place to see this. The election. Hang on, let's just do this. Election results by state 2024. Oh, no, 2020. Yep. Yeah, we'll just take a look at this. I'm on CNN. Oh God, but it's okay. CNN have been reforming a little bit today, haven't they? Wait, what? No, this can't be right. Oh yeah, this is 2020. Yeah, I thought that they still kept. Yeah, it's late for me. Google has a platform. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, we can definitely do that. I remember watching these election results live, and it just red pilled me. I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what I saw versus them hammering those lies for so long. I couldn't believe it. And the only reason it worked is because not many people were paying attention. That's the only reason it worked. If more people were paying attention, you wouldn't be able to gaslight. I mean, it wasn't gaslighting. It wasn't gaslighting for the rest of the population that didn't know what happened on election day or on January 6th. It wasn't gaslighting because they never fucking saw it. They weren't paying attention. All they saw, the Cardi B's and her supporters, all they saw was the lies that were told to them on the news the next day. And there isn't exactly a culture of fact checking stuff among a lot of people, among a lot of different groups. So yeah, I mean that's where this stuff starts going wrong. That's where it really starts kind of slipping here. But yeah, California, we were looking at Oregon. 42% of the votes going to Trump so far. Let's take a look at. Fuck's sakes, I've lost my tab now. There was so many. Trump got 40%. Trump got 40% of the votes in Oregon last time. So he's up by a little bit, and there's still a lot of results remaining. But we Americans aren't narcissistic. We're proud of our grit. Yeah. I mean, to call Americans narcissistic, to be fair, I mean, being European, you kind of love to dunk on Americans. Everyone loves shitting on each other. It's fun, right? I mean, I love shitting on each other's countries. I love it. I absolutely love it. I shit on every country, including my own. But, I think, a lot of what Americans experience is pride that it's a very Americans that have that the arrogance that people label, it comes from a place that you don't really experience if you're European. Like, European life is very different, and it doesn't push you to do things that are more outward, I guess, or like working. In America, like, you'll literally go out to, I don't know, the woods and camp with your friends, and like someone's gonna fucking start a fire, shit like that. It'll happen all over Europe too, but way less. It just doesn't happen. It's not part of the culture. And I think that has a big effect. I think that has a really big effect on how people carry themselves. And I think it's part of the big melting pot of reasons for why Europeans are so different to Americans, and more importantly, why they're so conservative and quiet, and why they roll over so much in comparison. It's why they roll. I mean, it's not just what I've said. Obviously, it's so big, but they in comparison, they just roll over a little bit more, and that's why what we have in Europe, the European Union. It's just so much worse than what the federal government was over the last 4 years, Yet it's what the federal government was trending toward. And it's what the EU wishes it would be. And the thing is you guys have MAGA. You guys have Trump. You guys have RFK or Elon Musk or Tulsi or any of the other amazing people that are standing behind him. Europe has nobody. Europe has nobody. Europe has Geert Wilders in the Netherlands who, whatever, very mixed opinions on him. Says a lot of things that make sense. Sounds like a cunt, like a lot of the other politicians. I personally don't really care too much if you sound like a cunt. So, I'm not leaning away from him. I'll put it that way. UK's got Farage. Hungary's got their very switched on president or prime minister. But I can't think of anybody else. I mean, I'm not, I don't follow European politics that closely either, but I can't think of anybody else that's got a super switched on leader. Yeah, Poland. Poland's good. Poland's very, very good. Poland is very, very good. But my point is that, this is a large percentage of the country here in the US that cares about their country and that will do something for it. What's up in Nevada? Polls haven't closed yet. Okay. 10 p.m. Eastern time. When is it 10 p.m. Eastern time? Hasn't that already happened? Should I refresh this page? Pennsylvania still doesn't count, but Pennsylvania's getting close. Pennsylvania's getting close. 77%. And Kamala's 3% behind. Did they make it? They didn't make it too big to rig. You can't call it that yet. And the reason you can't call it that yet is because, again, I remember watching this shit live. I remember watching this shit live the last time it happened. And I remember that it kind of went like this. Now, I mean, maybe not necessarily on this path because Kamala hasn't led for any part of this, from the very, very beginning. But it did look like Trump was winning toward the end. And then at the very end, or the very, very last phase, weird shit started happening. And I remember watching the tickers. This was the thing that, look, you can fabricate CCTV footage. You can show trucks coming in and delivering ballots. You can easily get people to lie about witness testimonies and so on. There's a million things that you can do to fabricate a story. But what you can't do is on the official counts, multiple, what you can't do is tell me that while I've seen on Twitter a truck comes to deliver ballots, precisely after that, votes exclusively start jumping in the blue camp. Exclusively. That truck only had blue votes on it. And that's the stuff where you're it's not even about the conspiracy theory or lack thereof. Maybe it's just fact that's being shared online. It's not even about any of that. It's about the numbers are the numbers are really obvious. I mean, it just doesn't work that way. You're not gonna get 100% of an incoming jump in ballots coming only for one candidate. It just doesn't make sense. 187 to 230. But yeah, this is what I'm saying. It's still a little bit too early to say. So we just got to watch what happens. That's why this is really interesting, this election integrity area here. And this is going to be very interesting. We got Project Veritas. Wow, are they still around? Project Veritas. What? That is not a name I expected to see today. Oh, I'm still following them. They must be shadow banned or something because I haven't seen them for so long. So these people were apparently walking into a polling station or something where they count ballots. But I don't get it. Aren't the ballots scanned this time? Haven't the ballots all been scanned this time? Or most of them? So why would that happen? Why would they need to count them manually this time? That's James O'Keefe's old organization. Yeah, I remember. I remember. James O'Keefe. I won't say much more, but James O'Keefe, man. Where did he even go? He just dropped off one day. He just stopped. He just stopped showing up. What did they do to him? We need to find 100,000 ballots. How does Fox News call New Jersey at 3%? What's going on with New Jersey? Where's New Jersey? This New Jersey? New Jersey, 88%. It's crazy. I mean, I thought that these were firmly blue states. I thought these were very firmly blue states, but they're just on the edge of tipping. Look at that. New York's 44% Trump? 44? Where are they? What the hell? Vermont? Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. Massachusetts. New Hampshire. Isn't Maine like a Republican state? I've heard that. That was interesting. One of them's like very Republican, no? Let's see. Michigan, 35% of the votes are in, and Trump is leading comfortably. Moderate lead there, 70% of the votes in for Wisconsin, and 16% of the votes in for Minnesota. And Trump has a huge lead. All right, mate. Yeah. Kamala's been decimated. Do I have my lotion out, Sammy? Oh, shit. Oh, man. You win, bro. You win. You're getting pinned. You win. Good job. $74,700. $74,700. There we go. We have Bitcoin inching up with an ascending triangle. Smash up the likes here, ladies and gents, to pump Bitcoin above that all-time high. That is the all-time high that Bitcoin set about 2 hours ago, 90 minutes ago or so. And we are just on the edge of smashing through it right now, potentially about to break out right now. Smash up those likes if you want this thing to break out. It is right on the edge of happening. What a spectacular comment, sir. Tim Walls, let my city burn down. Can't let him burn down the country. Sorry, not sorry. Hell yeah, man. Good job on going out and voting. That sounds like you mean that you voted. Good job. Very, very good stuff. I don't understand why more people don't vote. It's so easy, and elections would be very different if all people voted, because then politicians would have to serve all people. So I don't know, but most money I've ever had in my life now that we're at all-time high. Well, fuck yeah, dude. Shout out to you. Do you have your fucking lotion out, bro? Shout out to you. Nice, respectful person. That's your name here on YouTube. Shout out to you. Sitting at an all-time high for your wealth. You legend. You legend. That is so cool. That is so cool. Here's Bitcoin just on the verge of breaking out. Let's see what happens here. All my friends and family thought I was crazy for talking about Bitcoin when it was at 20K. Yeah, don't talk to friends and family about your crypto. It's not worth it. Because they're not gonna listen. They're just not gonna listen. Like, I'm me, right? Like, depending on where I go, if I walk into a room, people will look at me like I'm some sort of like god tier authority figure. When I talk about the markets, and minus the god stuff, I get it. Like, I know my shit. I'm very good at what I do, and I'm good at communicating it. But what people really, really don't like, what really surprises me about people is that despite them knowing, like people in my personal life, despite them knowing that that's who I am and that's the reception I receive, because you don't get that reception if you're hot air. You get that reception only if you're if you have knowledge, if you're knowledge worthy or whatever the word is. People in my personal life still won't listen to me. So it's like, all right, well, you know better. I'll just keep stacking. The Porsches are loud enough, Life revolves around Porsche, at least for me. Not enough though. Not around them enough. We do have someone's talking about a higher high. I don't know what higher high you're talking about. Because I'm looking at the chart right now in front of you. I mean, it's not at a higher high yet. Well, I guess you mean just it's higher than this one. In which case, yeah, that's very, very bullish. It's gonna break out. I mean, I would be surprised if it. I mean, I can't say it's going to, but I'd say it's like 60-70% chance of breaking out. Probably 66. I like 66. It was such a bad 6. How do I do a 6? There you go. 66%. And that's just the standard probability that I always assign to chart patterns like this. Probably because, it's a little bit, it's in an uptrend right now. We can bump that up to a 70. I mean, yeah, I think it's going to break out upwards. So, I mean, and this is obviously not the kind of thing that I would be trading because that would be so degenerate of me. But it is the kind of thing that I would have traded when I was younger and more stupid. If you are looking for a place to trade, then the links right here at the top of the description are going to be the place to be. You're going to get a ton of free cash when you start trading. Just make sure that you're not trading from a restricted region, that you're not in or from a restricted region. Look at the logarithmic chart. 220k is easy. I 100% agree. There's no doubt in my mind. Hey, but don't cloud your judgment. Don't get your judgment clouded just because you're making a lot of money. You know this. I know you know this, but don't do it because you will do it. Don't do it. You will do it. You should like write some shit down. I don't know. Whatever you think might help you. My goal is to make money on this bull run so that I can buy a Lambo and race my Porsche. Well, that is absolutely sick. I really hope you do. I'm rooting for you. I'm expecting you to, actually. Bitcoin wants you to. Bitcoin's pumping. Look at this. Bitcoin really wants you to stack them Satoshis and grab your fucking Lambo. Bitcoin wants it. Look at this. It's happening. And yeah, mate, when you get it, we're gonna race, but we won't race in a straight line. We won't be racing in a straight line. We're gonna be racing properly. I don't even mind losing the race. I just want to be doing it. Oh, you legend. You legend. You legend. To be fair, I mean, participating in a race is really fun. I've lost so many races. And it's well, it's because I'm not that suicidal, I guess. I'm just not really that, I'm not really about that, and I don't want to kill somebody else either. So that's the other thing. So I just kind of, in the UK, you go to Birmingham. Anyone from the UK watching this live stream right now, you would have to be up very early. Anybody watching from the UK? To be fair, Netherlands, you're up very early as well. But yeah, you'll know if you're from the UK. Birmingham, you drive up there, the boy races. Oh my god, they are. I don't know. You should like sign a disclosure before you start driving with people like that, because it's too easy to just Someone from Germany is up. I mean, Germany. I don't know what Germany's street culture is like that well. I didn't do that much. Driving around in Germany. I've done the autobahn and a couple of things, but nothing super fun. Haven't been to Bavaria that much. I need to check Bavaria out. Haven't even been to Berlin. Oh man, I haven't been to Berlin. Second German awake. Wait, so we got a few Germans awake today. Actually, we got a good few Germans awake today. Let me know where you're watching from today, ladies and gents. We got David from the UK. David, you know what I'm talking about. Arif. You know what I'm talking about. Got a Dutchie in Thailand, Michael Mueller. Yeah, I gotta go check Thailand out. Still haven't been to Thailand. Norway. Wow, what are you doing in Norway, man? You up seeing the Northern Lights or something? You trying to see the Northern Lights? Is that what you're doing? Slovenia, Malaysia. What's up, Malaysia? Need to go check out Malaysia. Need to do a lot more of Asia, actually. I've done a few of the important ones. I did Japan. Vermont and New Hampshire went GOP for their governors. That's a big deal. That's a very big deal. Damn. Yeah, let's take a look at what's going on here. So, yeah, it's just the swing states. Look at this. It's exclusively all of the swing states that haven't finished counting yet. What the fuck? How is that possible? Yo, but Trump's got this. Trump has got this. We're on 270 to win. And I wanna put, oh fuck. How do I want to start coloring it in, the way you do it normally. I'm guessing it's on forecast. They filled it in for us, huh? Well, oh fuck's sakes, it's still not done properly. What am I doing wrong? Does someone know? Oh, this is not the editing one that I can edit. Associated Press is the best platform. Thank you so much, Christopher. You've been so kind this live stream. Associated Press Election Interactive. Oh, somebody commented the needle, and I was like, okay. I didn't know what you meant. Wow, this is very informative. Wow, this is very, very informative. Okay. I mean, but yeah, it could really and they took RFK off this ballot, huh? Looks like it. Looks like they took RFK off this one. Where's Butler? I don't know why, but I'm remembering it's like somewhere around here. Do I think the pump is sustainable? Yeah, the pump happened on really good legs, and on really good torso, and on really good shoulders. The leg was the move happened. I mean, look at it. It was. I was saying it in my last video. I mean, I was saying it very, very clearly, very loud and clear. Big up, big down. Big up, nice down. Big up, small down. Big up, nice down. The nice down parts are really, really good for you. And I was saying that in the last YouTube video. So yes, I fully believe that this pump is sustainable, and I think that it's actually got a really strong chance of staying sustainable because it's done so well to Yeah, to send Bitcoin flying higher. I also think that because it lines up with the election results, it's got a very strong legitimacy factor to it. This is assuming that the election results don't, drastically change later on. We're just gonna have to wait and see. But I think because of that, it is speculative so far, and perhaps that's why there's limited follow through, because we have already been rejected, mind you. So you would be expecting very, very quick follow through at this point. I think that definitely, we've just got to see this. We've got to see this election materialize. But for now, we've just got to keep in mind where our support is, where our resistance is, which there is no there is no resistance, and that's going to be kind of it for this move. But that's why it's so easy to say that this move was sustainable and that this market was ready for the move. We got rejected everywhere we were supposed to get rejected. We set very, very low lows. This is a highly legitimate move in my opinion, because the bears had so many chances. The fact that this is ultimately the biggest point that everybody just does not get. If the bears have a big chance, look, why do it's so well timed? Why are elections such a big deal? Yeah, just in a nutshell, why are they such a big deal? It's because the theory of it is that if everybody has voted for something, you have a mandate. You have a commitment, a vote of trust from the people that you can do what you said you want to do. And with the markets, what this means is you can come on here and you can see that the bears had a very easy set. I wouldn't say easy, but they had a very nicely lined up set of opportunities to send this market lower. And we were bullish the whole fucking time. To smash up the likes if you remember that. I need to know how many of you guys remember that. And tell me in the live chat. We were bullish the whole time. Since $15,000, we've been bullish. Since $15,000. That is a very long way away right now. We're like 5x away from that. That's crazy. Being bullish only on this YouTube channel. Only. And it's because what happens with these bears is, they get given these chances that are actually really nice to let the market drop down significantly further, but they don't take them. And if they don't take them, then it's effectively like saying that we're not really in control of the market right now, and we hope that you don't realize. That's kind of what it, that's kind of, if the bears could speak as a collective and say one sentence, that's what they would be saying. And so naturally you see the price moving up. So the fact that we're getting all of these pullbacks, I think is just such a big deal. I think it's such a big deal. And I think it makes all the difference here for this market. So I'm absolutely loving it. It's great. It's great stuff. It's very, very good stuff. And a very, very exciting time to be in this market as well over here. Let's take a look at a couple more results. Let's see if there's any more updates. I don't think we're going to be getting anything for a while, are we? Oh, we did. What was that? Was that, I don't know which one they've just added. Arizona's leaning Trump, huh? Oh, well, not by much. Not by much. Georgia is very likely Trump. This is an historical date. Yeah, it is. It is an absolutely historical date. North Carolina's in. Yeah, North Carolina's done. Philadelphia's 82% done. Philadelphia's going to Trump. You can't get excited. I keep remembering. It could just tip at the last minute. But again, that's what X is for. Let's see what's going on with the election integrity community. This is what's interesting today. We are thriving. Stand your ground. That's not RFK. Everyone's talking about Detroit. Wow, I think people are like actually investigating this right here on Twitter. Fuck. There were terrorism threats today, weren't there, at some of the polling stations? Where's New Jersey sitting at right now? In terms of votes counted, 88%, and that is Kamala's state. So, I mean, I don't know. People are flaming them for calling New Jersey instantly, but I mean, I don't know. I just think that your anger is in the wrong place. You know, I think we all knew that New Jersey was going for. I guess the reason it's bad is obviously that might influence votes, right? But I mean, it wouldn't have a big effect. I don't think so. Milwaukee, Wisconsin election officials announced that they are recounting 30,000 absentee ballots after discovering that the scanning machine door wasn't properly closed. Very good. Very, very good. That's good, right? Sounds good. Sounds very good. Yeah, but Wisconsin's going to Trump. Again, I mean, unless there's some last-minute fucking ballots. But, I mean, the whole world's eyes are on the U.S. right now. They're really going to... I don't know. They're really going to pull a 2020 right now, right in front of the whole fucking world? They could. They'd be sending a message, wouldn't they? Thanks, Four Flies, for that. We rag on ourselves, too. We have humor. I don't know exactly what you were saying, man. I guess you're talking about one of the comments about cultures. People still haven't voted as of an hour ago in New Jersey. What's going on in New Jersey? Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Why? What's going on over there? New Jersey flipped red? Nah, I don't believe it. $74.7. Bitcoin's dominance above the resistance box. Shit. That is crazy. Bitcoin's dominance got above the resistance box after I raised it. With speed. Oh man, it's just shooting up. God damn it, that's crazy. Oh, we're going to make so much money, ladies and gents. It's coming. I can tell. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good bull market. I'm tired. What the fuck? How long have we been live for? 2 hours? That did not feel like 2 hours. That felt like way more than 2 hours. I've done a lot of 2-hour live streams. That felt like a lot more than 2 hours. Yeah, this is gonna be. There's gonna be a lot more money to be made, in this bull market. We got Trump fucking president, bro. We got Trump president with a Bitcoin at all-time high. What? It's fucking money-making season, ladies and gents. This is it. These next 4 years. These next 4 years are just gonna be crazy. This is where it's happening. What a time. Thanks a lot for your sharing. You're very, very welcome. Very, very welcome. I remember watching that shit get rigged overnight last time. Me too, man. Me too. Me too. I want to see governor results. But I don't know if that's here. This looks like governor. Does U.S. Senate mean governor? So Gavin Newsom's not running? What's Gavin Newsom doing then? San Diego's 44% actually will look for president. 40% Trump. That's a lot of Trump. Like, considering how... Oh, LA counts haven't even come in yet. Like, considering how blue everybody says California is, he's not that far behind. I'm guessing it's always been like this. California is so gerrymandered that it's not even worth bothering over it. California is worth bothering over. California is a gem for the country that is the US, and that's worth saving. So California's worth bothering. But you're right. Oh, it's just so fucked. All right, is this considered very northern? This looks very northern to me. These parts are very blue, man. They love. Wow, look at that. What? 75, 80%? 80%? 70%, 76%? 77? No ID required in California. Just need to verbally verify your address. Yeah, that is crazy. There have been so many non-citizens voting in this election. It's crazy. It's crazy. You would hope not enough. Doesn't seem like enough. But like I said, they're cheating. If they do cheat, that's gonna start becoming clear toward the end of the night, which we're entering now. Because Pennsylvania is going to Trump unless something scammy happens. Wisconsin is going to Trump unless something scammy happens. Arizona is still a toss-up. New Mexico is going to Kamala. Georgia's going to Trump unless something scammy happens. Biden won Georgia by like a fraction. So Georgia was obviously where a lot of the cheating would have happened last time. Cheating begins at 3 a.m. EST. Oh no. Oh no, no. Oh no. You're right. It does. Oh no. Are people still trying to vote? That's what I want to figure out in New Jersey. Is this still going on? I don't know. I don't think so. It doesn't look like it, because otherwise it would probably go more viral with time, not less. What is your opinion on compounding low leverage trades like every day during a strong bull market? I think it's a great idea. I think that with a controlled approach and a bit of size and such a good question. I want more questions like that. Ladies and gents, if you have one that, you've kind of been wanting to ask, but, you don't really write comments or something, write comments like this guy, Dr. Cheds, because it's so insightful. It's not like a simple, sir, which coin do I buy? Nevada closed in 5 minutes. Okay, 6 minutes. That's very interesting. Yeah, so I'm more excited about the election than Bitcoin. Me too. But because of what the election means for Bitcoin and for other things, because Bitcoin's not the most important thing in the world. Trump 24 to 28 looks amazing. 4 years of success and peace. Hopefully, man. Hopefully. I mean, I wouldn't say that it's that obvious. But I'm with you there, man. Everybody wants a little bit of success and peace. Actually, like, what the fuck do we do if he wins? Is this one of the leftists showing up on my feed? I want to see the top liked. Hang on, you can't see this. What's my opinion on bcash? Total pile of steaming shit. Absolutely disgusting. I'm even more excited to see JD Vance start doing more. Me too, man. Me too. JD Vance is the coolest guy to come out. One of the coolest guys. How much unrealized profit have I made so far? Fucking hell, we haven't even looked. I haven't even opened up any of my accounts. I haven't even checked. We can take a look at that. I do want to answer that really interesting question though. I think Donald Trump has normalized the weave. You know, the thing about talking to people in long form is that you do want to weave. You do want to weave. It's really nice to weave, and the key is coming back. I was getting, but it's annoying with Trump because we just want to know if aliens exist, and we want to know what's going on with that fucking flight list. You know, there's a couple of answers we really need, but the weave is cool, and I mean, he's just normalizing something that good speakers can already do. See you later, SEC Gary Gensler, Donald Trump, to give you the drop kick. Well, I didn't say that. What's up, Ghost? We got Ghost coming back. What's up, man? You alright, sir? A little bit more dog time. Ugh. Let's get this microphone out of the way. No, to answer your question, Dr. Cheds. Nay, what you doing, man? What you doing? To answer Dr. Cheds, it will work if you have the approach of not gambling, basically. Like if you don't gamble, if you keep yourself controlled and you do things sensibly, if you stick to a plan, if you have a system, if you do things properly, it will work for a lot of people. And the reason it will work for a lot of people is because you're kind of just going to set the odds in your favor. And I think a big part of having, you know, good rules and stuff like that work is also just going to be, you know, a good stop loss. You always need to be having a stop loss and stuff like that. Always need to be managing risk. That's absolutely essential for a strategy. You need to be doing everything properly. You need to be trading 100%. Everybody does, no matter what. But it's not going to work if you don't do that. But you already knew that, and that's why you asked me about low leverage. So, you know, with that in mind, I mean, personally, like, my opinion is it doesn't actually matter whether you go low or high leverage. Probably it would actually be substantially better to use high leverage. By high, I'm saying, like, you know, anywhere from kind of 5 to 25, probably more toward 15 to 25. You could go higher, could go to like 50, but it just gets a little bit autistic at that point. I don't think that's particularly good. Ghost, nay, please. Look at that guy. He's such a good boy. He's such a good boy. What's up, man? You want some pets? Yeah, low leverage. I think that you could go higher, and I think that it would actually work out quite well. Well, fuck me. What am I saying? I can't tell you anything, mate. You know the whole speech. But yeah, no, I think that a higher leverage can work quite well in that particular situation because, you know, based on what you've said, it sounds like trades would be opening and closing on the same day. So, you know, you need to be getting some return, and unless you're packing on some serious size, you're not going to be able to pull that. So, yeah, I think higher leverage can work. It's all about following a good system, and I think also a really big part of it, which I didn't say yet, is you need to know when not to trade, right? You mentioned every day, but there isn't going to be a trade every day. I mean, it depends on what your system is, but with most systems, there isn't going to be a trade every day. And if you have a problem internalizing that, then you're definitely going to lose a lot of money. And I think that's really, really important. I want to see these guys. What's going on with them? Even if Harris ends up winning, these results are a damning indictment of the character and intelligence of millions of Americans who enthusiastically voted for a violent, lying felon whose only real promise is destruction and suffering. Oh my God, get him his tampon. Proud Missourian Democrat dad, occasional ramble rouser, truth matters, facts matter, people matter, do good. This guy is so perfect in his life. Look at him. He just thinks he is God's favorite child, and he lives in his little fucking Democrat bullshit bubble. Everybody around him just repeats back to him the same mantra that he was told from above. And here he is, accordingly getting called out by Luke. It's always the voters. Yeah, I mean that's gonna be a big part. Yeah. I'm totally disgusted with the amount of Americans who support Trump. I don't recognize this country anymore. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm not watching the dumpster fire that is Twitter. But what I want to see on Twitter, I mean, forget me flaming these guys. I want to see the panic. I want to see the craziness. Like right here, take a look at this. My Twitter is being weird. Bear with me while I try and fix this. But here's Kamala HQ. This was the craziest page of this election cycle, I think, or one of. And since 5 hours ago, they've stopped tweeting. They haven't tweeted since 5 hours ago. Is that normal? Dr. 𝐁𝐥𝐨𝐅𝐢𝐧, yeah, I'll mainly watch divergence in market orders to limit orders and money flow. If levels are broken with power, that's when I'll compound. I think that the success of that strategy is probably just going to depend on how good that strategy is. And I've never seen it. So sounds fucking good though. Sounds really smart. Do you mind if I look into that? I need your permission. But if you give me permission, I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna look into it. Not for like a YouTube video. I just want to look at it myself. And I'm gonna go ahead and yeah. 1 second. Yeah, let me know. I'm just curious. I've looked at a lot of strategies like that before and it hasn't really worked. But that's more so because my implementation wasn't good. You're trying to turn a small account into over $1 million. The power of compounding. It may not work, but that's fine. I don't mind losing the money. I think that's the best way to trade. I would argue that that's perhaps the only way to trade. You're gonna do well. You're gonna do very, very well. Just keep a trading journal. That's the only other thing I would say. Keep a trading journal. Make it very, 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 very detailed. Everything about your trading decision making, and everything about your personal life, and what you did that day, the steps, the sunlight you got, everything. Just track everything. Track your water. Track everything. Because you're going to do everything right on the paper scale, but you might still mess up kind of keeping yourself in check. You might not. You sound like a pretty well put together person. You are the viewer that I speak to, by the way. I mean, I know that many of you are probably like Dr. 𝐁𝐥𝐶, but you don't show it, which is fine. I mean, you don't get a chance to show it unless you ask a question, so it makes sense. And even then, it's not easy to think of the right question at the right time. But it's stuff like that I really do come to YouTube for. And I want to talk to people like that. So what's up, man? What's up? Thanks for the support. Yeah, the trading journal is great. You analyze your trades, you analyze the market, but you don't analyze yourself. It's just an obvious it makes a lot of sense. And you can spot trends. It's just an additional dimension. The analysis style that you are employing is very it's above the dimension of analysis that most of us do. So in other words, you have access to a level of information which most people never have access to. And the reason that that's interesting is because if it works well, then you kind of have a cheat code. And the barrier for entry to that cheat code is people's laziness, which is a pretty good barrier to entry, even at this scale, because this stuff works. It does actually work, but you don't, you get caught up in things happen, there's a fucking election, and then there's an inauguration, there's all this other shit going on, and you just get lost in it. Keeping a trading journal makes a big difference. It makes the single biggest difference out of anything else that I can imagine any trader can ever do. And I think that you'll be so glad that you did it. So I'm glad that you're happy with that recommendation. Donald Trump now leads Kamala Harris by more than 203,000 votes in Pennsylvania. Wow. That is huge. I almost don't want to keep on looking. And the reason I don't want to keep on looking now is because, what's Alaska doing? Alaska polls close at 1 a.m. Eastern. Hawaii has gone to Kamala. What coin still has a long way to go that I can buy? Oh, man. Do you see what I mean? And then sometimes it's just a different tier of question. Dude, a lot of coins are probably going to run eventually. For now, I just think Bitcoin's going to run. Maybe a few others like Solana are going to go as well, but I just don't think any of them are worth the risk compared to Bitcoin. But yeah, Trump's still leading here, 3%, 85% of the votes are in. He's got a 3% lead. Wisconsin, he's got a 4% lead with 77% of the votes. Minnesota, Kamala's winning now. She jumped up pretty quickly, huh? That was interesting. He had a wet nose and he touched my hand. What is your opinion in looking at market orders versus price? Do you think it has any significance? In theory, it can show the action of market makers. I have not studied that stuff intensely enough. Quite frankly, I don't need to, and I'll still make money as a trader. So I prefer to do it my way because your way is too complicated and it requires me to sit in front of my laptop. I'm sure that these things would work. I stopped looking at market orders a very, very long time ago. I'm sorry. I've stopped looking at market orders and order books, all of that stuff. A very, very long, basically level 2 analysis. I think it's called level 2, isn't it? Or level 3. Stopped looking at it all a very long time ago because I just didn't find it to be that useful for me. Different things are useful at different points in time, and this is one that I just don't think has been that wasn't useful for me for a while. It took a long time for it to be useful. It's probably, like I said, it's probably useful now. That's why I'm saying it wasn't useful for me until now. It's probably useful to other people now as well. But yeah, I'm tired. I need to get going, ladies and gents. It's been a long day, and I'm sick. I need to. I don't even know if I got enough protein in, so I think it's time for me to call it. You know what to do. Hit up those likes one last time. One last battle cry. Send this thing above 200 if we can. It's been a beautiful night, ladies and gents. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We've been going for over 2.5 hours. We've been going for nearly 2.5 hours. It's been an absolutely brilliant live stream. So fun. So entertaining. We've seen a Bitcoin all-time high. We've seen a Donald Trump presidency winning. I don't know what you call it. Win is what you call it. Good day, Sammy. Thanks for hanging with us. You're very, very welcome. Christopher, thank you for tuning in and for all of your input. Thank you, Dr. Cheds, for the question. Thank you, everybody else, for interacting. Thank you, Mitch. You legends. 2:30 and 2:05. I wanna do a quick, because I'm gonna do this after the stream ends anyway. May as well just do it now. I want to do a quick, like, the thing where I can draw on it. Interactive maps, that's going to be it. And we're just going to send this one to Trump. We just give him the light one. We're going to give this one to Trump. This has gone to Trump. That's gone to Trump. This one, let's give it to Kamala. Oh, and he still wins. Let's give Nevada to Kamala. Yeah, he still wins. Even with this setup. Oh, and that's without Michigan. Michigan probably going to Trump. He's going to win by a fair bit, potentially. He still wins. You guys seeing something similar? What do you think? Well, he has won, Pennsylvania. I mean, as long as there's no fraud that comes in last minute, you guys are going to have to see it. You'll be awake to see it. But he only needs Wisconsin or Pennsylvania or Michigan. So let's send this back to blue. Put this blue. Well, yeah, but they can't go to the Dems either. He wins Pennsylvania, then it's over. He loses Pennsylvania, they can still win with Michigan or Wisconsin. Yeah, that's what's interesting. But he's not getting Minnesota. Because there's clearly some fraud going on there. Was it Minnesota that you guys said Tim Walz is from? Fucking creepy bastard. Where's Tim Walz from? Tim Walz State. Minnesota. Army non-commissioned officer. What does non-commissioned officer mean? Very cool it was in the army. You gotta respect an army man, but man, what a fucking bitch. What a bitch, though. Can't respect him that much. He's expected to take Nevada. Yeah, they're gonna take Nevada. Nevada's fucking LA. Well, I don't know about Nevada, but Vegas is LA. Best word to describe Tim Walz is floppy. That's hilarious. Yeah, Sammy, we're not proud. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, I get them mixed up, man. These, because you guys have got Missouri as well, and then you've got Mississippi. You got so many MI states. Montana's up here. Like, they're not even spread out. They're all, like, around here. But yeah, we're gonna give that to the witch. And we're gonna give these two to Trump. Yeah, he still wins. Yeah. Okay, so clearly that means so far, because now, like, it's a statistical thing, right? Like, it just wouldn't make sense that the last 23% of these votes massively swing it to Kamala. It would make sense in isolation, but if that happened in Wisconsin and Minnesota and Michigan and, you know, Georgia, Pennsylvania, like it happened last time, it would just be like, no, that's just not how numbers work, right? And so with that in mind, clearly this means now that Trump will definitely win if there's no fuckery. So, in other words, of the real vote, or of most of the real vote, he won. He got it. So, the question for this election now shifts to which one is likely to happen. Are they gonna manage to pull off all of their election fraud, or is the other side gonna be able to stop it? In 2020, we got the 4 a.m. dump. There's the chart name. There's that chart meme. Yeah, not surprising. I wouldn't put anything past them. Yeah. Yeah, but there's a lot more policing going on right now. There are a lot of people. You got actual citizens sitting outside of, you know, polling stations or whatever, just kind of watching what's going on. So It looks like it will win the popular vote, which a Republican hasn't done in decades. Yeah, that's really interesting. That is really, really interesting. Just loading up these different charts now. I mean, you've got quite big pockets in the Northwest. I mean, this area is just all Trump. Wow, that's a lot of counties. All Trump. Yeah. It looks like it will win the popular vote. Yeah, we've already read that. So where do I see the popular vote? Where's that? Is that election popular vote live? Oh yeah, the Needle. The Needle would have it. We're on the Needle already, right? Which page is that? It's not any of these, so we'll just close these up. I gotta do some tab cleanup, guys, because this has gotten quite out of hand. And I will be wrapping this live stream up shortly as well, because this has just gotten very, very long, hasn't it? This has gotten out of hand. Yeah, we're just gonna pull it up over here. People often say there are no blue states, only blue cities and red states. 100%, 100%. That makes sense. That makes sense. Only blue cities and red states. But you can't deny the fact that every person, gets one vote. So, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't say much. That's the problem. I mean, it's true. It seems to be completely true, but those people who are in the cities still have equal voting power to anybody else in the state, at least, not in the country. Certainly not in the country. Polymarket updating live. Is it actually live? Because the numbers haven't even moved by the looks of it. Oh yeah, Donald Trump predicted a 97% chance to win and 96% chance to win Pennsylvania. Wow. It's done. I'm happy with that. I'm signing off. Good night, ladies and gents. If I've upset you, oh man, that's just so sad. That's so sad. You just don't want people getting upset so easily. But at the same time, get the fuck off the channel, mate. This ain't for you. We don't want you here. We just don't want people that get offended over stupid stuff. Yeah? Whether it's Trump or Kamala or anything else. It's just silly. The rest of us are not like that. The rest of us don't need to get upset at everything. We have a life. We have things to do. So I'm with you guys. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. It's been a hell of a live stream, and I will see you all in the next one. So with that, smash up those likes, do all that good stuff. Yeah, and I don't know if I can, because I seem to be having a technical issue right now, but if I can, I will be signing off for this live stream. I can, yes. All right, cool. Thank you all very much. Shout out to every single one of you in the live chat today. You guys were amazing. And I'll see you all